Self-aware leader. Here's Jason Rigby here. Listen to this quote, guys. I want you to hear this. Every system is perfectly designed to get the results it gets. Let me say that again. Every system is perfectly designed to get the results it gets. That's amazing, guys. You Deming wrote this. He was a pioneer in quality management. He helped rebuild Japan after World War II. He even got Toyota to be as successful as it was. It really resonated with the Japanese culture. Super awesome. You should read about him. I'm going to be doing a podcast. Probably my next podcast will be on his tenets and what he believed would make a successful company. And I think the proof is in the pudding with him. Every system is perfectly designed to get the results it gets. I want to ask you something as a self-aware leader. Have you ever found yourself caught in a cycle of frustration? Questioning why? Why did my team let me down? Why did I do this? This is stupid. Why over and over and over and over again is the sales team hitting the same wall? We haven't improved in the last 3 quarters. We've tried all different kinds of things and we still cannot get it right. We've all been there, haven't we? It's feeling the weight, this like weight of repeated failures. And when you feel that weight, there's this cycle of frustration, and then there's this weight, and then you see this physical manifestation of these failures. You have a temptation to point fingers. A lot of us will point fingers at ourselves, and I'm just a shitty leader. I can't believe I let this happen. Maybe I'll change it. And then we start looking at data and numbers and analytics, and those things can help. Yes. But that's just part of the picture. Or maybe you're one of those leaders where you really point the finger at everyone else. I'm the victim here. Everybody else is the reason why I'm failing. And I think this quote from You Deming, every system is perfectly designed to get the results it gets, has the power to transform. It has the power to transform our thinking as self-aware leaders and allow us to approach the challenges that we have in our business and life. So let's get into this quote. The system is the culprit, not you. He says, every system is perfectly designed to get the results it gets. So what is the system? This encompasses every aspect of our environment. You find that people live in a violent environment. They have violence happen to them at a young age. They experience a family loss due to violence. That environment impregnates upon them and allows them basically to mentally implode and turn into something horrific, right? Our environment has a lot to do with who we become and who we are. And it's not just the environment, but it's the processes and the procedures. It's the mindset that begins to get formed and shaped. It's the overarching culture. These are complex web of interconnected factor that ultimately drives the outcome. That's the system. I want you guys to think of the system as the culture, the processes, and the procedures. And I'm going to get into this a little bit more on how we can embrace these system mindset principles, especially for us as self-aware leaders. But I feel like we need to explain what a system is. And then he said every system is perfectly designed. Perfectly designed. Now, this doesn't imply that the system is flawless. Instead, it means that the system is producing the exact results it's set up to achieve. If the results are less than desirable, it's a sign that the system needs to be reworked. It's that simple, guys. It needs to be reworked. Example, I've gained like 10 pounds because I wasn't measuring my macros. I wasn't as going to the gym as much, lifting weights like I usually do, not doing enough cardio. It's a system. If I do cardio, if I go to the gym and lift weights 4 times a week, and I do cardio every day, and I count my macros, and I meal prep, guess what happens? I look good with my shirt off. It's that simple. I feel good about myself. When I don't do any one of those, that's a system, right? If I don't do any one of those, a lot of times it'll knock it off whack, and that's what's happened. So now I need to get back into the system because the results are less than desirable. But that's what it is. And results, what does that mean? He says, every system is perfectly designed to get the results it gets. These are the end products. Results is the end products. And they're intended and unintended, right? Sometimes you get unintended results. You just casually start eating more at night. You're watching Netflix. You start snacking. Next thing you know, you've had 200 to 600 calories extra every day. You're over your calorie intake from what you expended by walking around or doing whatever. That slowly creeps up on you every single day. Next thing you know, for the week, you've had, a day's worth of extra calories. And now it creeps up on you. It's unintended weight gain, right? This is the system's design. It works the way it works. So how do we embrace these system thinking principles? Number one, own the results. It's easy to blame individuals. When things go wrong, I want to blame someone. And you need to be self-aware enough where you catch that right off the bat. Say, no, we're not blaming anybody. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to involve taking ownership of the system's outcome. If your team is underperforming, consider that it's likely a systematic issue rather than a few bad performers. Get the team together and say, hey, guys, we've been underperforming. I want to look at not you or each of you. We're not going to blame each other. You're not going to blame me. I'm not going to blame you. We're going to look at the system. And I want you guys to be open and honest, and let's figure out things that we can tweak in the system. And you write it on the board, what they say. They will tell you. And then you guys own it all together, and you work on changing it for that quarter. It's that simple. That month, however you guys look at things. Own the results. Number two, challenge assumptions. Take a critical look at your existing processes. Are they truly efficient? Does your company culture genuinely support the values you stand by? We, a lot of times, especially being the leader, we've grown accustomed to what it's like. And we have so many blind spots. That's where people pay me. They pay me to come into organizations, come into companies, to kind of shadow people, have interviews with people, talk to people, and then go to them afterwards, in a day or 2 or 3, depending how long they want me to be there for, and have a conversation with them that a lot of times the leaders don't like. They're like, no, that's not that way. And I'm like, well, 80% of your employees think this way. So you have a perception issue. You're thinking this way. They're thinking this way. They're the ones doing the work. So we need to change this. This requires a fundamental reevaluation. Challenging assumptions, guys. Number 3, focus on improvement, not blame. Shifting from blame to problem solving is crucial. This is, I talk about this all the time, guys, as a self-aware leader. Being proactive, not reactive. This is a great way to do it. We're not gonna blame. We're gonna go right into problem solving. And you can do this with your leaders. Those that are underneath you say, hey, let's not blame. We're going to problem solve. We're not going to blame. We're going to problem solve. When you understand that the system is flawed, you can direct your entity towards identifying and rectifying those flaws rather than assigning blame. Number 4, experiment and iterate. Don't shy away from trying new approaches, guys. You can shift and pivot really quickly. Nope, we're not going to do that anymore. Oh, wow. How quick was that? Well, we tried this. It didn't work. We tried it for 3 months, for a month. It didn't work. Why do you guys think it didn't work? Well, this or this or this. We just got to give it more time, boss, blah, blah, blah. Okay, perfect. We'll give it another 30 days. See, don't shy away from trying new approaches. Experimentation is key to finding better ways to achieve desired outcomes. Test, measure, and adjust continuously. Each iteration is a step towards refining the system, guys. It's micro steps. You're just working, chipping away. The system may take you 10 years to fix. That's fine. That's awesome. That's what you should be. It's a journey of learning each of these systems and understanding them just as you are yourself, right? Number 5, lead with empathy. Recognize that people are integral parts of the system. Understand their challenges and actively involve them, guys, in the problem-solving process. Let them claim ownership with you. Stop being so narcissistic. You all you want to do is play the blame game and blame everyone else, and you take ownership of everything, and then you think it's all everyone else's fault, and I'm going to be the victim, and it's my company, and no one cares, and no one cares as much as you do because it's not their damn company. It's yours. You're the 100% one in. No one's going to be 100% in. They're an employee. It's a big difference. It's so crazy, the expectations that business owners put on their employees. It's nuts to me. It's like they're not going to think the way you do. They don't make payroll. They don't pay that. They don't have any responsibility. They just assume every 2 weeks they're going to get their check. And they have specific jobs that they need to do. That's why you need to include them and slowly let them take ownership with you. But that's your responsibility. They're not going to automatically do that. No one does that. How much do you care about your friend's business when he talks to you about his business? Half the time you're on your phone, you're not even listening to him while he's sharing a problem that he has, right? But when it's your business, oh my God, the world needs to end. Lead with empathy, guys. Understand their challenges and actively involve them in the problem-solving process. Empathy. Guess what empathy does? So beautiful. It fosters a collaborative environment where everyone is committed to improvement. Who wouldn't want that as a leader? Who wouldn't want that? Deming figured this out in the late 1940s and 50s. So how do we apply Deming's principles in our life? We can put these in our personal lives as well. Fitness, for me, it's achieving fitness goals. Scrutinize my system. Is my diet plan realistic? I know intermittent fasting is not good for me because I binge. I'll binge in fucking 4 hours, guys. I'll go crazy and eat. Oh, you give me a 4-hour window? Perfectly. Here's 6,000 calories I'll shove down my throat. That doesn't work for me. Counting my macros, making sure I eat. I don't mind eating the same things over and over again. So having the rice, the beans, and the chicken and have it all measured out, or the ground beef and avocados, all those things. Does your routine accommodate regular exercise? It's a big one. I have certain goals set for 4 times a week where I go to the gym, period. No business meetings, no nothing. Next, relationships. Reoccurring conflicts might signal deeper systematic issues in communication or expectations. Have a conversation with your partner on that. Find the patterns. Say, hey, it seems like it's funny. It's when we're hungry, we usually argue. When one of us is hungry is when there's an argument. Or when there's not a lot of money in the bank account, we usually get into arguments. So it's not you and it's not me. It's the idea that there's not enough money in the bank account. So that's a system problem. How do we fix that? Ask her, how do we fix that? Ask him, how do we fix that? Happiness. If you're feeling unfulfilled, consider how your daily habits and choices. If you're getting drunk every night, waking up with a hangover, that's a daily habit. That's all it is. And you've created that state. It's going to contribute to this state. And all it requires is small systematic changes in your routine because you have compound interest. You do small little changes every single day. Why do we feel like we have to go so dramatic? Oh my God, I got to intermittent fast. I got to not eat. I'm going to go carnivore. I'm going to go paleo. I'm going to go vegan. Why are we so dramatic with it all? Small changes can make huge improvement for your overall well-being. So guys, in conclusion, embracing the idea that systems are the key to results. If we do this as self-aware leaders, we empower ourselves to become architects of our own success. Imagine that. This shift in perspective transfers us from the victim of circumstances to proactive leaders capable of designing better outcomes. We are creators of this universe, aren't we? Whether we're in the boardroom or navigating personal challenges, recognizing that every system is perfectly designed to get the results it gets. This equips us with the insights to create meaningful change. Remember, every system is perfectly designed to change.